welcome back to Strike the System, and I'm your host, Amy. This is where we talk for 5-10 minutes, little bit of news and a little bit of information on how you can be part of the resistance movement against our oligarchy dictatorship we have now, right? So, but first I want to talk about, there have been some reports that the Tennessee National Guard actually put down their shields and joined the protests yesterday. I was so excited to report this and be like, look, yay! And then when I researched it myself, I found out that is fake news. That is something that happened in 2020. So sadly, with that being fake news, it's just a reminder to all of us that we need to do the research ourselves. Because you never know. Even if it's positive, it could still not be true. So hopefully, in the days that come and weeks and months, hopefully we will have news like this with our military and with them supporting us, and hopefully it becomes a reality. But for now, that was just a vision of what happened in 2020. Now on to some news, which you may have heard this, that they're now saying that Elon Musk is not in charge of Doge. And he's not even an employee of it, the White House says. Which really is kind of contradicts what they've been saying, but you research it on your own. Because back in November, Trump said Elon was going to lead Doge. So it's kind of confusing. But also, someone asked Donald Trump this today, and we have his video for you. You can make your own decision. Here's the video.
The White House said that Elon Musk is not a Doge employee and has no authority to make decisions. Can you clarify for us today
Well, Elon
what
Musk,
his exact role is there?
Yeah. Elon is, to me, a patriot. So, you could call him an employee, you could call him a consultant, you could call him whatever you want. But he's a patriot. I mean, look at the kind of things I just said. Just write it down, just in case that question got asked, right? And which I'm surprised it took so long, actually. But you know what? Ukraine's a bigger deal because people are dying by the thousands a week. Thousands.
So what did you think of that? To me, I felt like he was avoiding the question. But yeah, that wasn't really yeah, that's all I have to say about that. What do you think? I don't feel like that was an answer at all. So, but you make your own informed decision, and if you want to let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear what you think about all that. Now, not everybody can do everything, but I really feel like everybody can do something. So let's talk about some new things that have come across or been sent. There is something called the National Ground Game, and you can go to www.nationalgroundgame.com. There's places where you can volunteer. You put in like your address or your zip code, I believe it is. And I think there's like postcards, I think someone told me that you can mail out. There's phone calls, there's text messages, all sorts of things you can do on that website. Go explore it. It's new to me. Someone sent it to me, and when I started looking at it, it looks like a great resource. There's also another new initiative that I found from a gentleman on TikTok, but now it looks like the video was removed. So that means what? We should really do it. There is a new protest campaign going on where we are going to send a letter or letters to the White House that just say no, right? As everything they are doing are against the people's interests. So, I mean, if you want to write a ton, that's great. But just say no, and then you mail it off as often as you can. The gentleman that started this initiative was recommending 2 or 3 times a week to just mail it to the White House. So that way, whomever's at the White House sorting mail, they will get hopefully hundreds and thousands of these letters from the people, we the people, saying no in protest to what's going on at the White House. Now, if you want to add more, go for it and add more. But what I'm going to do personally, I'm going to sit down when I watch a movie, I'm going to take a little notepad and I'm just going to start writing no, or maybe write a little more than that on it. And I'm going to do maybe 100 while I watch a movie. And I'll address them, put stamps on them, and then mail them out every other day. So, something you could do, easy, hazy, lemon squeezy, as my kid said when she was a kid. Crazy, I know. So I also have the White House address for you here. You can also Google it, but it is White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20500. Another website that I've been looking at and I need to dig further into is represent.us. Now, Jennifer Lawrence is working really closely with this, and she is pretty much the face of this movement. So they're working on making the government more accountable for what they do. There is a ton of information, resources on this website. Go check it out. It looks like there's volunteer events and stuff too. I have not dug into this as much as I would like yet, but I've seen some videos on it, and there's education on there. It is a beautiful thing to look at. Go check that out. Now, tomorrow on February 19th, there is a national school walkout that I just heard about. So it's at 9:12 a.m. Now that's West Coast time. So depending on where you live in the country, you may need to convert. But we're fighting against, all the harmful laws and our people and we're fighting against all the BS that's going on right now. I could go on for it all day. You don't want to hear that. You just want the facts. Go check that out. I've only seen this on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, it's MMS_walkout. If you search that user, they have it on their page. So go check that out. Then we go down to things we've talked about before. If you haven't signed up for the general strike yet and done your strike card, please go do it. GeneralStrikeUS.com. Once there are 11 million of us that have committed to strike the government, they just basically text you and tell you what to do. But even just signing up for this gives power to the people and can make governments change their mind on things. So it's very important to go do that. So if you haven't, please do. Then swingleft.org. There's 262 groups. If you go to their action tab and their explore local groups, there's lots of information where you can find out about things going on. Then there's 5 calls. Super easy. I've talked about this in the last couple videos too. There is, I believe, an app also, but 5calls.org. You enter your location. It brings up your representative's information, and it gives you a short little script where you can call them and say, like, hey, I don't like what's going on. Da, da, da. So you don't have to do any of the guesswork. And if you're like, people are scary, I have stranger danger. I have stranger danger. Do you? I sure do. You call after hours once they're closed. Just make sure you leave your full address so they can tally those calls. Okay? Then there's the Women's March is coming up on March 8th in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a People's March from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., but you can go to womensmarch.com for more information on that. And if you go to the website, another one that is great to look at is this political revolution. It's pol-rev.com. If you go to the events tab, there are tons of events, and I have a few of the local ones listed here. Now, 2/20 is a day without visa, no visa transactions. I started researching this some today. Elon Musk, when he invaded our treasury, he also with X was trying to get like some sort of payment system through X and has partnered with Visa to do that. I am not an expert in this. Like I say, go research yourself, but we are protesting Visa and leaving our visas at home. 222 in Tacoma, Washington, Wright Park. There's an immigrant trans women's healthcare rights gathering. At 224, Modesto, California, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. There is a protest at Congressman Tom McClintock's office. And 228 is an economic strike where we don't buy anything that day. We don't put any money into the government at all. So it's an economic blackout. Some people are talking about blacking out social media too. So if you can stay out of work or school that day without anybody getting injured, if you're a healthcare worker and someone's life depends on you being there, go to work. We don't want anybody injured, okay? Then the one that we're talking about a lot, March 15th, which is coming up, there is the Shutdown 315 movement. There are QR codes here that you can scan to get lots of information of what this all entails. But part of what I tell you about this is not just a one-day deal. This goes on and on and on. It's very much like the economic strike where we don't put any money into the economy, but we don't go do things. We're canceling subscriptions. If you can stay home from work and have it not negatively impact your livelihood, then do that. So I tell you about this now so you can prepare, because if you have to shop, you shop small. So this goes on. It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, until the government says we can't survive without our people and their money. So this is the time. Figure out what grocery stores are the little mom and pop shops that support. Figure that out now. Figure out the thrift stores or other stores that you can shop. So know it now. So when you need something and we're in the middle of this strike, you already have it in your mind where you're going to go and what you're going to do. So this is a really big movement. It can make a really big change. And we want to do these peaceful type of protests that hurt them in their pocketbook and not have to get to something more extreme. Nobody wants more extreme. But we will fight for our country, we will fight for our people, and we're here to protect people. And at the end of the day, it's all going to be okay because you know what? We are in this together. We're in this together. It will be okay. So take care of you, take care of yours, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with more updates. Have a good one.